Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Josh Kinney, and in this tutorial, we'll be going over how to change the background color of your SwiftUI view with not only a system color, but I'll also show you how to add a light and dark mode custom color asset. So we'll walk through the steps of that as well. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to get rid of these string literals that you see throughout your project in a clean, orderly manner. So if that all sounds good, let's go ahead and dive in. So here I am with a brand new project. I do have an asset here, and all this is just a little fish that I created. You don't need to worry about that. I just want to create some little design so we can actually see this in testing. So let me go right here real quick and add this, the name of this. In the content view, we're going to go ahead and paste that guy there. And that should now show up in the middle. Cool. Now we want to do a dot resizable so we can stretch that. And then we're going to go ahead and not do an image scale, but we are going to do a frame. And you guys see here, sometimes people get confused. See how this is grayed out? If you hold down the option, you'll see that that ungrays out. So then, because those are optional parameters that you can or you don't have to pass. So if you hold that down and then hit enter, you can get those instead of typing those out. I see a lot of people typing out width and height, which isn't a bad thing, but it can get annoying. So we're going to go do that. We're not going to worry about the alignment. And there we go. Actually, I want that to be a little bit bigger. Let's do a 300 by 300. Cool. Now we are already in a V stack here, which we have the text here. We're just going to say big fish just to give it some text. But you'll notice that this is still white here. And just for font, large title, I just want it to be a little bit bigger there. But you see how this is white? A lot of people struggle with trying to make this a different color. And you can do that a couple of ways. The first way is you can embed right here a Z stack. And now what you can do here is you can do color with a capital C, dot, and then you could pass in a color like black. Now you'll see up at the top and at the bottom, they're still white. So you can go ahead and do a dot and do ignore safe area. And just like that, that will change the background color. So this is the main principle here that you want to do. Now, if you want to do a custom color, we can do that very, very simply as well. So let's go up here real quick and create that color. So we'll go into assets here. And then from there, we're going to right click and we're going to go down to new color set. From there, now we have a couple of options. First, we're going to give it a name. So I'm going to name it BK for background color. And I'm going to go ahead and look at this. So you have a universal, which is light mode and dark mode. But over here at appearances, you can click this down and only select one color. So do appearances of none. So whatever color you select or you put here, you only have one. So, and then the other one is going to be any. So that means any other appearance, then you have your light and your dark. I'm going to go ahead and do any and then dark mode. And then let's go ahead and do that. So for any appearance, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So in my content view, I put a couple of hash numbers up here. So let me copy the first one, click on this, and you can change this. So right now it's a floating point. I can go and drag these to whatever colors I want, or I can go to show color panel and drag this to whatever custom color I want. And there's also other options here too. So what we're going to do though, is I'm going to change this to the hex. I said hash earlier. It is a hexadecimal, and paste that here. And there you go. And now I have another one for the green, and that's going to be here. And I picked these because I like the two colors together. Not green, this is blue. Excuse me. And hit enter there, and there we go. I like that, looks good. Let's go ahead and copy the name, and let's see how we can do that. So get rid of that, as I don't need that comment no more. Inside the Z stack, it's almost identical. Instead of using the system black, we're going to go ahead and add parentheses after the color, and then we're going to go ahead and paste in our color. And since we ignore safe areas, then that gets ignored there. Now somewhere in here, we are able, there it is, to toggle this. So let's go ahead and toggle this on. That's dark appearance. Let's get out of there so you can see it. So let's toggle back on light and boom. So depending on if your phone is in light mode or dark mode, that background is going to change for that. Now let's do one more thing. We see this image here that's an actual string, this text here that's in the string for the color name, and then the text itself for big fish. You don't really want these strings sitting all over the place, because let's say this color, BK color, is used in 5 different spots in your app, right? And you want to go ahead and rename that because the naming just wasn't good the first time. Now, everywhere you had that, you have to go back in and rename it to whatever name you changed. And what causes issues is you might forget about a spot because you're not going to know, or you might misspell it, and then you have issues in your app. And when your app gets larger, it becomes harder to maintain. So how can we go ahead and get rid of these? So this is how I like to do it. So let's make a new file here. Swift file. I'm going to name it constants with a capital C, because they are the constants that don't change. Right here, we're going to make a struct, and I'm going to name it K. And then in here, you can make structs inside of the struct. So the first one, we're going to handle the color. So we're going to do struct color name, and make sure you capitalize this color. And then we're going to go ahead and add a static property. So static, and the static is because it's not going to change. Static let BK color equal BK color. So now all we have to do to pass this is go back into content. Right here we do K dot color name dot BK color. And also, as you get more and more colors, it's a lot easier to keep that together. Let's go ahead and do image, and then let's do the big fish as well. Oh, that is struct. I was kind of thinking about what to name it. That'll work. And then the other one, we're going to name this just strings for now. My strings. Let's try not to use the same name. My strings. Not a very good name, to be honest, but that'll work for now. Static let, and we're going to name the, what was that string? Big fish. Big fish equals. Now let's take a look how we use those two. So we'll go back into content view, this image now. And again, you're going to have multiple images in your app. So now all you have to do is go to K, you go to image name, and then you go to add fish size. And boom, it's going to go ahead and do the same thing. But now you don't have this string little there. We're having issues. So go ahead and do the K as well. K, we're going to go down to my strings because it's just a normal typical string. Big fish. And just like that, big fish. Now let's say this image size, or this image name, add fish size, didn't make sense. So let's go in constants, and let's change this. You can even keep this the same, but let's say we want to name this add fish size to fish size image name. We're going to copy that. Then we're going to go back in here, and you're going to see we broke this. That doesn't exist no more. So all in your app, it's type safe with Swift. So now you're going to have issues all over your app saying, hey, this is not a member anymore. So go ahead and change that. So now we can change that by going in here to the real name. So that helps. And then the other thing is going back to constants. If you wanted to change this to something different, that can be changed and your app doesn't even know about it. So you go back over here, and everything is good to go because this is still the regular name. So let's go ahead. Oh, that is going to mess up one thing, because your actual, sorry about that, your actual asset needs to be the name of whatever you change. So you would have to go in here and change that there. But then all over your app now, as long as that fish name is being used, you'll go ahead and do that. So that was just a little tidbit that I wanted to throw. I know this video was short, so I wanted to add another example to show you guys some other things you can do in your code. So I hope this video was beneficial. That is it for this one. If you did like it, hit that like button. If you want to see my upcoming content, ring that bell. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel, as it helps me get my information out to others who may need it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.